Talk to me, Boulder.
Control their own destiny, and we fumbled it.
The Buffs made some massive mistakes in this game, and one big mistake is what cost them this game. Colorado losing to Kansas 37-21, and even though it brings to fruition my prediction at the beginning of the season that the team will go 9-3, this is not how I wanted the team to go 9-3. I was expecting us to go further than this, but the Buffs are not dead yet. I'm going to explain what those mistakes were and what I saw in this game. So let's dive into it here on the Prime Time for College Football. This video is powered by our partners at BetUS. Check them out. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. So we got a lot of stuff to break down in this game, and I'm going to start off. We'll go both sides of the ball here on this morning after conversation. Man, Colorado, this was not supposed to happen this way. And I'm not even going to bury the lead. I'm going to tell y'all, the thing that cost Colorado this game, one thing only. Not stopping the run. The defense fell apart. 333 rushing yards on 55 carries. That is 6 yards per carry average. 3 touchdowns. Devin Neal was a one-man wrecking crew. And that's the problem. The defense didn't show up. Rob Livingston, as great as he's been this season, this was not his best performance. This was his worst performance. And Colorado's going to have to figure this out. The defense couldn't get pressure. Defense wasn't stopping run. They were just running down their throat. The funny thing is that the Colorado offensive line, for the most part, fine. 1 sack, 6 tackles for loss. Had 4, passes defended. But this was not a good game. And it's funny because I was joking with some buddies about it. And one of the things that was mentioned was, was pointing out like, oh, your Buffs aren't doing very well. Colorado's not doing too good. What's going on with Colorado? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, we'll wait. We'll be patient. Because what does Colorado always do? The Buffs have done all season. First half looks like meh. But the second half, they come out. They've started games off behind. Turn that bad boy around. We've seen it. We've watched it play. But man, was it bad. Travis Hunter, of course, had his own game. He went out there, 8 catches, 125, 2 tutties. He was trying to do something. And then, of course, that viral deal of Sheduer going around, him pushing and shoving the ref. I mean, ref backed all up into him, man. And Kansas was all after that man's knees the whole time. Like, the whole time. But the lack of physicality, to me, is where the problem lies. Colorado went out there and they were putting the pressure on them. 10 pressures total, 1 sack, 1 hit, 8 hurries. They had Jalen Daniels moving. You had that dude working. But the sucky part about it, Jalen Daniels went out there, rushed for 72 yards, only 6 carries. He scrambled when he needed to. He made it happen. He didn't throw the greatest, but 14-21 is still solid at 189. He had a solid game. Biggest problems for the Buffs, though, in this game. Biggest problem in this game for the Buffs. You got to get the team off the field. Kansas scored on every drive in this game. What does that mean? Let's talk about it. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring the video. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000. 125% bonus on your second and your third deposits by using our promo code YouTube150. And Colorado, 3-point favorites on the road. We thought it was going to be good. We thought that we were going to get, what we expected. Now Oklahoma State's coming to the crib. That one should wrap the season up at 9-3. All bets are off at the same time. I think this team bounces back exactly what it's supposed to. So expect a massive spread, at least 10-14. And if you want to take advantage of it, hop on BetUS. They're hooking you up. 150% bonus, 125% bonus on your second and your third deposits, 150 on your first. All of them up to $2,000. Using promo code YouTube150, BetUS, where the game begins. And so, Colorado's biggest issue as we come down this line, what it means that Colorado could not get Kansas off the field. It's going to hurt going into bowl season, conference championship, potential playoffs. Colorado needs a lot of help to get in there. And we'll break down what the scenarios look like later. Not even going to jump into that right now, but we'll break that down in another video either later today or sometime tomorrow. But letting Kansas score on every single drive hurt. Make it even worse, second half is when Colorado has turned up. The adjustments have come in and things got better. Things got worse in the second half. There were a total of 6 possessions the entire second half. 6. And in those 6 possessions, both teams had the ball 3 times. Kansas had drives of 4 minutes and 36 seconds, 8 minutes and 7 seconds, and then they ended the game with a 6-minute and 22-second drive. That's what kills you. Because the one thing that the Buffs have relied on in the second half is getting a team off the field, 3 and outs, and then boom, going out there and scoring. They ramp up real good, but the tackling wasn't there. Everything was bad. It wasn't there. Now, there's some I've had people, hit me up, talk about the refs and everything. I am not going to even debate it. I'm not going to argue with you on it at all. There are PFF calculated 15 missed tackles in this game. That's not good, my friends. You don't want that. And a lot of them coming out bouncing off Devin Neal, which Devin Neal is a monster of a running back. We're not going to discredit him whatsoever. That dude's a beast. But the Buffs didn't put themselves in the right position. 6 possessions in the second half, and you give up a minimum of 4 minutes on every single possession. That's just because they're just running it down your throat. You got to stop that. You can't let a team just run it down your throat nonstop. Devin Neal was just running down the Buffs' throat. And so you're killing clock by doing that. Jalen Daniels completing passes here and there. They just running it. Just running it. And then Colorado gets 3 and outs. Get 1, and then you got the 1 on down. You punt the ball. You score to start, which gives you up there 21-23. You're like, yeah, we're getting back on track. But then you give up that long 80-yard possession of 10 plays. Then you quickly punt. And you give up another 70-yarder possession for 8 minutes. And I don't think y'all understand that 8 minutes and 7 seconds is what kills you. Time of possession can destroy you. Kansas had the ball for 14 minutes and 11 seconds. Colorado had the ball for what? 19 minutes and 49 seconds. That's the mistake. I don't like saying I told you so, but hey, I told y'all that run game was going to cost Colorado one of these days. The best thing for the Buffs is having the ball in Sheduer Sanders' hands. I totally agree, but you got to be able to kill some clock, or you got to get the other team off the field. And that's the one thing we couldn't do. The defense could not get nobody off the field. Luckily, Travis Hunter is as good as he is, makes some big stuff happen. Wester got his catches in. You saw some Draylon Miller cooking, another freshman doing it. Michael Welch, looked like he's trying to get back, but you got to be able to run the ball. 43 rushing yards is terrible against this Kansas team. Now, Kansas has improved. They're going to go bowling. They'll probably win their next game, go bowling, and get back on track because they match up against at Baylor, who has also turned things around this season at 7-4. I see Kansas winning this game, getting themselves bowl eligible. Can't really complain too much about that, but man, that hurts. Now you're relying on other people. Tied, a 4-way tie for number 1 in the Big 12 right now between the Buffs, BYU, Arizona State, Iowa State. Thing that helps the Buffs right now, they have the most points for in conference. Arizona State goes to the top because they beat BYU. Common opponents is going to come into play. Colorado ends up being at the bottom because of common opponents. Losing to Kansas State really hurt. That's rearing its ugly head. Luckily, Iowa State also lost to Kansas, and they lost to Tech. Iowa State has Kansas State to wrap the season up. If Kansas State pulls off that victory, Colorado helps Colorado a lot. And then BYU wraps the year up versus Houston. They're on a 2-game skid, and that third game could end up being another skid. So as long as Colorado handles business against Oklahoma State, they should see Arizona State for Big 12 championship game. Let me know what y'all think. We want to hear from you all. All right, we'll chop it up more about what the playoff scenario looks like for the Buffs and what they need to do. We'll react to the media because, they're losing their mind this morning. I got a couple videos to watch, and we'll chop it up later. Shout out to BetUS. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000. 125% on your second and third by using promo code to YouTube150. And we'll chop it up with all y'all soon.